You're listening to WP3 Radio on the Foxhole Radio Network. Currently playing The Real Doug Lane, 22 Brothers.
Yeah, the media loves to put its hometown heroes on display. And the pageantry of guns and bombs really looks good on TV. But the fighting doesn't stop, it just moves where you can't see. And 22 brothers took their lives today between the praise and parades and the accolades. They told us thank you for your service on the day we shipped. When we come home broken, they don't give a shit. And let the 21 guns and the bugler play. 22 brothers took their lives today.
Left your left, hey. Left right your left. You got it.
Trucker.
Conquerors, roll out. You're watching or listening to We Got Your 6 at 6 Patriot Playtime. We the people, the People's Patriot Project.
For a place to put your skill set, your thoughts, and ideas, or want to help continue the mission, you have come to the right place. We are the People's Patriot Project, and we are the shock and awe when it comes to meeting the needs of our veterans and first responders. We are dealing with a new enemy in today's world where the wounds are not always seen. We want you to be a part of this mission in saving lives and making a difference. Welcome to We Got Your 6 at 6 Patriot Playtime. Here's the WP3 team bringing you today's best heroes hits in the boots on the ground organizations that are saving lives. And as always, Patriot Pride.
Left your left, hey. Left right your left. You got it.
Trucker.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to the People's Patriot Project. We are bringing you our weekly show and podcast we call We Got Your 6 at 6 Patriot Playtime that we bring to you every week at 1800 Central Time. We always bring you a guest to share their struggle, their story, their positives, and many times we bring you a new artist and we share all the good, sometimes the not so good things that are happening in our world. This week, we've got Daniel Crawford with 23rd Veteran, and we have music tonight with Kimberly Meyer. She's going to share some of her story and some of her music, and it's going to be very cool. Thank you for being here, guests. Tonight's episode is featured by our sponsors, and let me get through this really quick because I saw Derek Iozio from Catch 22 out there, Peggy and Bobby Kretzinger with Operation Texas Strong, Poem Speak with Stephen Bates, Eric Mello with Contagion Effect, and then our very own Kimmer Gwinner, who will share a couple of her thoughts with us as the night goes on. Then we also have Brian Kenzer. He's with us and he supports WP3 with his business, Smart Living Today. And it's about American-made products and a stream to help support the People's Patriot Project while you are shopping. Is this not a week where we should all be thinking about American-made products? We are going to hear some more from Brian later on. We also can be heard on Reads Across America Radio on Sundays at 11 p.m. Eastern time. So 10 Central, and the rest of you got to figure it out because I never know for sure. You can find Reads Across America Radio on the iHeart app and the Audacity app and the TuneIn app. All you have to do is search the word Wreath, and we also have a link here for you to look at. Before we get started with this week's show, I'm going to share a little pledge that we proudly say at the People's Patriot Project. We do know why we get to do this. Thank you to the service members and the first responders that have committed their time, sweat, blood, limbs, and life and family to give us the freedoms that we have that allow us to do what we do daily. So much love and so much appreciation in that. Now we will get started, but let's start out with the Pledge of Allegiance. So if you could, please stand, take off your hats, put your hand over your heart, and join us with this opening. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Boom. Oh, it messed up. We got all these people not where they're supposed to be. Get where you're supposed to be, will you, people, for Pete's sakes. There we go. That's much better. Hey, here we are, man. It is June 30th, and you are here listening to the People's Patriot Project. We got your 6 at 6. And look at the amazing panel. We got the amazing Kimberly Meyer, who we just recently stumbled upon, and she dances all over the Midwest. It's a story. I don't want to talk about some of the places she's from. People might worry and be concerned about it. She might like the corn huskers or something. Who knows? That no one does, but they got a big house down there. I know that.
I think
good to have you here, Kimberly.
Thank you.
Do you want to start that one right now? Because the mighty Gophers, I think, danced all over you guys this last year. Just so you know.
Boy, let's just shoot right off the bat. Boom. Want to talk about that one?
I thought you weren't going to bring up sore subjects.
I said political, and so it's not sore for me. I enjoy every minute of it. Whenever you can say the mighty Gophers, it gives you a leg up. That's for sure. I mean, because Gophers are vicious. They're right up there with the honey badger. So it's good that we get a chance to say something like that. I mean, they got is it the LSU puppies? Is that what it is down there, Jonathan? Is that?
Yep.
And then we got the amazing Daniel Crawford here as a representative for 23rd Veteran and his amazing individual and personal mission to be better and to create awareness. And so we appreciate all of you. Then we got the crew, the WP3 crew here, Kenzer, Eichmann, Crochet, and Gwinner, not in any specific order, just amazing across the board. And so thanks everyone for being here. Mr. Crochet, what do we got in the news?
All right. So this is the coming up on the end of June is National PTSD Awareness Month. The Senate would designate the month of June as PTSD Awareness Month. In 2014, the United States Department of Veteran Affairs was one of the forerunners in the fight against PTSD. Some of the earliest mentions of the disorder dated all the way back to 50 BC in poems written by, I always leave myself into this, Hippocrates, I think is how you say it. The National Center for PTSD states that about 7 to 8% of the population will experience PTSD in their lifetime. The PTSD Awareness Month is a reminder of the strength of humans, as our minds have immense strength, and we also have limitations. But learning to recognize those limitations and work around them within our capacity shows just how strong we can be, and that we have the strength to get better on our own. The road to recovery is different for everyone, but there is a road for everyone if you're willing to search for it. Coming up later this week, as we probably all know, July 4th is Independence Day. On June 7th, the Continental Congress met at the Pennsylvania State House, where Richard Henry Lee introduced a motion calling for the independence of colonies. A heated debate would ensue, and Congress would reschedule the vote on Lee's resolution after appointing a 5-man committee that would draft a formal statement justifying the defect from Great Britain. Among those 5 men were Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, and Benjamin Franklin. Thomas Jefferson would be tasked with pulling the document together from the ideas of all the men, and he envisioned a nation where life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness would crystallize the very essence of being an American. On July 2nd, 1776, in a virtually unanimous vote, the Continental Congress would vote in favor of Lee's resolution for independence. And on July 4th, the Declaration of Independence was formally adopted, announcing our freedom from Britain's rule. By an extraordinary coincidence, both John Adams and Thomas Jefferson, who would be the only 2 signatories of the Declaration to later become president, would both later die on the exact same day, July 4th, 1826. And then we're going to go backwards today. On July 2nd, is Made in the USA Day. It's celebrated on July 2nd because in all their wisdom, they figured it was just before Independence Day, and that people's patriotic feelings would be at an all-time high getting ready for the festivities surrounding July 4th. So on July 2nd, and pretty much every day, you can look for Made in America tags on products you purchase. There's also several online retail stores. You can find some of them located at madeinamericasuff.com, or I think we got Brian Kinzer here, who's willing to share a little bit about some American-made products that you can purchase, and also have an opportunity to help out the People's Patriot Project in the process. Brian?
Yeah, thank you, Jonathan. Hey, good evening, everybody. I'm glad to be here. Sorry I missed the last couple of weeks. I've been out doing a little bit of sailing on Sundays and out on the water. So I'm looking forward to July as one of my favorite months. I do love 4th of July. I think your piece, Jonathan, about the guys that signed the Declaration of Independence, that was a really big move, you know. Imagine taking that home to your wife and saying, look, honey, I'm going to put my name on this and sign it. They may come and arrest me and kill me, and they may kill our family. And the wife said, don't you dare. And he did it anyway. And, stuck their neck out there to make sure we have what we have today. And folks have been doing that ever since, in the military and in first responders. So thanks for bringing that up. And thanks for mentioning our store, Jonathan. I have a little store we share online that we make sell all products made in the USA by a USA manufacturer. So not only does it support our economy, it supports U.S. families, U.S. jobs, and it supports the People's Patriot Project. And a big bonus is it helps you get healthier as well. So no bad in there. So I invite you to come and take a look at it. It's just a quick look, 10, 15 minutes, show you what it's all about. If it's for you, that's great. We'll show you how to get started. If not, well, I'll just thank you for your time. So we'll put a link in the notes, and you can come check it out. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. Jonathan, were you done? Oh, what's going on here?
More than you may know.
It's like, are you Kermit the Frog? I mean, that's not that. It looks like you have an extra hand over there. Is that what talks for you, or is that what's going on?
That's the commish.
Commish.
Just trying to get his 10 seconds of fame.
He needs attention right now.
He may.
I love the concept. Hey, first of all, the 4th of July, it's been historically for your red-blooded, your blue-blooded American. It's the day we celebrate independence, and it is also the opportunity that created. We talk about this regularly in the fact of progress. Show me a country in the world that is less than 300 years old, and show me that country that has had the progress. Now, we've had some amazing industrial revolution, agricultural revolution. The reality is we got what we got because of tyranny. And I'm not talking about going out and creating havoc for the sake of creating havoc. And we've witnessed some of that in some spaces over the last couple of years. But without the process of having a voice and the bigger part of making the voice is making a movement. People had to move. They had to put actions behind their words for us to have the freedoms that we have in this country. And that goes back to our pledge. We thank the men and women who stand on our streets daily and historically to give us these opportunities for us to be able to come and do a podcast, to go and play our music, to go walk across the country so you can watch the eclipse, to sell a product that is made in your country. And all these things are decisions that, yes, we made ourselves as Jermaine, but at the end of the day, it's because of the freedoms of this country and because of the sacrifices of the men and women that allow us. Where did I go? Oh, I'm right there. Who left? Andrea left.
We lost Miss Andrea.
So confused. It's because of those men and women that we get to do that. So happy Tyranny Day is the way I like to say it. I enjoy the fact that there was some significant sacrifices that had to be made for us to be able to stand here. Now, the other thing I want to ask, is it extraordinary or extraordinary? That's language arts. What do you help us with that one?
However you would like to say it.
However, if
Most
I was
people
in
say
Louisiana, I know they would
Yeah.
tell me how to say all my words. Is what I
would say probably extraordinary.
Okay,
but
all
I
right.
didn't say that. So,
Jeremy Daniels, good to see you, brother.
Good
We
to
always
see
have
you.
the bourbon battle buddies here. Jeremy, Amanda, thank you for coming and being part of us. Mr. Daniel, we got 3 Daniels on here tonight. I'm just going to say, so pay attention, Daniel. Okay, it's not always about you, but tonight it is. So, Terry Daniels, we got you, brother. Derek Iozio, thanks for being here. The crew is coming out. We got some new ones, and we got some ones that it's been happening. We got to get them out of there. Send the strong arm of the law out there. Mr. Petrie, good to see you, brother. And yeah, we won't worry about that one. So, welcome, everybody. Let's find out who we got here. Miss Meyer, who are you? Tell us about your service and what got you here.
Okay. Hi, Kimberly. So I am in the South Dakota Army National Guard. I have been in for 13 years. Next month, it'll be my 13th Armyversary. I was enlisted and then took the warrant officer route. And I am now the commander of the 147th Army Band in Mitchell, South Dakota. And so that's a big part of my life and my way of giving back through music. But I'm also a musician on the civilian side as well. Recently doing a lot more recording, as you will hear later, and performing artist. And I'm actually out on tour right now with my duo partner, Tim Van Scoik, as Van Meyer. And then during the week, I teach piano lessons. So music is my entire income in my world, and I love it.
It doesn't seem like you ever have a chance to slow down, and that is very atypical for the people that are boots on the ground with a mission, your mission being music, and you never slow down, do you?
No, and that's by choice. I, as we were talking a little bit earlier, I do better, keeping busy. I think a lot of people may have that mentality, idle hands are no good for some of us. So, but yeah.
I'm involved in a thread with some old college buddies, and they come on and they talk about, I need help with this, I need help with that, and none of these are veterans, but they're need. And I finally had a moment today, and I'm like, you can't live a life of ill action and then require other people to come into your space and fix everything that's there. You got to be proactive. And if you're not proactive, then don't expect others to be taking care of your business. And so you're taking care of business. We appreciate you. Mr. Crawford, Daniel type, tell us who you are and tell us about your mission, brother.
My name is Daniel Crawford. I'm a United States Marine Corps veteran. Got out in 1995. Did well. I was with the Presidential Helicopter Squadron when I left. Prior to that, deployed 3 times. But when I got out of the Marine Corps, I failed in life, and a lot of people like myself struggle, and I'm one of them. A couple of years ago, I stumbled in 23rd Veteran through a Facebook post. I went through their recon program, and I found a much better life. Last year, my claim to fame is I walked from Minnesota to Texas on a 1,000-mile walk to try to spread the joy that 23rd Veteran brings from Minnesota and trying to bring it to other places. And I just got back a couple hours ago from bringing 10 veterans at the beginning of the 23rd Veteran Recon program. We went to Alaska for a week. No phones. We camped out in tents, slept under the sky, listened to the coyotes and the wolves, and bonded. And for the next 13 weeks, we're going to be meeting 3 times a week, working out in positive psychology after the sessions. And it really is amazing to see. And right now, a week ago, I didn't know these folks, and I can count on them right this second to call on them. They'll watch my back. We are friends. And it's really amazing to see that a week in the field can do this.
That is one of the exciting pieces, that when we have traveled the country and built relationships and invested in others, the amount of camaraderie that steps into play, and just knowing that at least the conversation is available. And it doesn't matter if it's Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, and the Space Force. There is a commonality that only right now roughly 3% of our country gets to be part of. And I don't know if that lets people, do people feel left out if they're not part of that?
I think sometimes
Sure.
they do. I've heard people, say, I almost joined, but, and I think that's trying to connect.
I had flat feet. Yeah, I know those conversations a lot and well. And so, Miss Meyer, did you want a song to start off with tonight?
Sure. Yeah, you're in charge here. So
Well, I told you I'd give you the opportunity, and you can do the lead-in. What song would you like to start off with tonight?
Okay. I would like to start with probably the first single that I released back in 2021, and it's called The Playground, to give you a lead into that. This song I wrote during 2020 when things were very, up and down and unpredictable. Life kind of flips upside down for a lot of people. And it's my song of positivity. I jokingly call this my Disney song. You'll hear kind of a whimsical sound to it. But basically, I like to think of this as our playground. The world is our playground, and you're going to get knocked down like you did it as a child, whether it's jumping off the monkey bars or whatever. But you get back up, and you keep going. And sometimes it just helps to have that special someone to lean on, hey, things are crazy right now. I don't know what's going to happen. Or my dreams, you'll hear a lyric in there. My dreams may never come true, but I'll at least have you to get me through that. So.
This is Kimberly Meyer, The Playground.
Spinning around on a merry-go-round, seeking the meaning of life on the ground. Where do we go? Oh, where do we go?
That is Kimberly Meyer, The Playground. What fresh, clean, what kind of style, how would you identify your style of music?
Well, that's interesting you say that because, like I said, I'm actually a country artist. I grew up listening to country music, from Patsy Cline to, Shania Twain and all that good stuff. And you probably wouldn't gather that from that tune. Like I said, that one was my first single, and I just kind of gave that, gave the reins to my producer at the time. So shout out to Scott Gata from Omaha, Nebraska, who produced that one for me. And I loved it. I fell in love with what he decided to do with it. But like I said, it was very whimsical, and that's what I wanted to get out of that tune. So he did a great job.
It doesn't fit the norm, and I think that's amazing when you do get a piece of art that doesn't look and sound like everybody else's stuff. And so I definitely appreciate that. And these are the types of songs, the types of styles you will hear on WP3 Radio. Make sure you get a chance to get there, listen to it. We will get Miss Meyer's music up as soon as we can. And there is also going to be some new news coming here soon in regards to how WP3 Radio is going to be moving forward. So some good stuff in the background going on. Miss Kimmer, you got anything for us tonight?
Yes, I do. Kimberly, that was a great song. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you so much.
This one's called Ready to Attack. I thought I heard the voices inside of my head, and I now ignore them, even when they said that my life is over, I'd be better off dead. They made all kinds of excuses this time around. They were trying to make me have a nervous breakdown, but I laughed in their faces, those damn clowns. I know what they say is no longer true. No, I don't need to be rescued. I have returned to my healing avenue. I know their tactics. They want me to feel deranged, but I'm stronger now. Things have really changed. So I evicted them and left them feeling shortchanged. I allowed them to be squatters for way too long. I told them this is no longer where they belong. They tried telling me that I was wrong, but I kicked them out to the curb, and it felt seriously good. As I did, I told them to stay out of my neighborhood. My head was up, and in the doorway, I strongly stood. It's been a couple of weeks now, and they haven't been back. And if for some reason I see them cruising in their Cadillac, you can for damn sure bet I'll be ready to attack.
Go get them, girl.
That's great.
Thank you.
Is Kinzer, you got a beard on now?
Yeah, thanks for noticing. You probably don't know this, Mark, but I'm always a little bit jealous that I'm the only unbearded guy in the show. Even your guests, the male guests, have beard. I think a female guest one time had a beard. And I've always felt a little bad about that, And I am a beard-wearing guy, but because I'm an active firefighter, I can't have facial hair. So I thought just maybe I could have 5 minutes of fame, and join the club. Is that okay?
Okay.
All right.
You're in.
Oh, I
welcome, Brian. Welcome.
If you are listening to the podcast version of the People's Patriot Project, we got your 6 at 6. Mr. Kinzer has now got a crimson beard on, and it is not going to play well in podcast world, but that's why we are a little. I don't know what the right word is. Thank you for sharing that.
It is Patriot Playtime, right?
Yes.
It used to be Patriot Playtime. We're all serious now all the time.
Okay.
Mr. Crawford.
Yes, sir.
What on earth, dog? How many miles
About 1,000.
How long did it take you?
2 months.
And just you wanted to go watch the eclipse.
No, there's a lot more to it than that.
Okay.
So the eclipse was just, I knew the eclipse was coming. I knew I was going to go to Texas at some point. I didn't know that I was going to walk to get there. I didn't know that, it was 2017 I saw an eclipse, and I knew I was going to come back. So that was in my brain. And my work with 23rd Veteran and my brain getting a little bit better through their recon program gave me the motivation to want to spread it. And we did our ruck last year in Hugo in August. I was watching how much effort we put into that and how much love some people got from some of this stuff. I decided to walk to Texas to spread the love. And we got a class of 10 that just started last week because of that walk. So mission accomplished right there, and a hell of a lot more.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think it kind of tells for itself. But what was the greatest triumph in making that march/walk, little jaunt to Texas?
Yeah, it was that little hike. There are so many greatest moments. I think day one, just stepping out. I think the second that I crossed the border into Texas, I was in tears. The day that I made a 28-mile day and I saw the gas station in the background, it was a beacon to me. And that emotion, I can replay that. There's so many little things. The cop that ripped his patch off his shoulder to give to me. So many moments that if I could share a 10th with you, we'd be here all day. But the truliest best moment was seeing those veterans last week at orientation and take a chance. And that is what it's all about. And I know that we're going to be able to get more veterans from out of Minnesota and spread it.
The state of the mighty gopher. Yes. The state of the mighty gopher. Was there, so you do stuff for 23rd Veteran, and me and Mrs. Eichmann have had the chance to do a little, you've informed us, we've learned tonight, it used to be called the Nearly Naked Ruck March, and it's no longer called that. It's called what now?
Ruck Life.
Ruck Life. It must have been a little too risque for some part of our world to be nearly naked. I mean, you could argue at any given moment of any part of day, you're nearly naked at any given time. So,
I would agree. And the marketing's working because we're still talking about it. And we remember
Truth.
Nearly Naked.
Truth. I'll be honest. There was no full nakedness, so everything was nearly naked. But at the same time, there may have been some moments where we've got to see more than the price of admission it is what it is. But anyway, frosted buns was something that I remember. The one that happens in Duluth, ironically, is uphill the entire time, and I don't know how that works. On top of that, you get the amazing, beautiful breeze off the Great Lake Superior hitting you in the face. Only 70%. And the question is, why? It's 10 miles. 10 miles. You did 1,000 miles.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Go ahead.
I do have to. So I didn't train for my first ruck march. I didn't train. And I may have had a little chafing in the Netherlands as we were getting along the ride. And it is what it is. And at one point, I looked at Mrs. Eichmann, and I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. And there's a great pledge that they say before the ruck march, and I wish I was smart enough to know the pledge. Do you know the pledge?
No.
Okay. But it talks about the struggles and getting through that, and after you get through the struggle, there's nothing but victory for the most part. And me and Andrea were doing this rec march, and there's a lot of guilt in this. I'm capable mind, capable body. I have all my limbs. I am relatively healthy, probably a little bit larger than healthy, but that I'm not in any competitions. We'll just say that. And we've talked ourselves out of stopping on the 8th lap, and they're 10 laps. They're 1 mile laps. And as we're walking off this course, Miss Eichmann, will you remember his name?
Josh Hawkins.
Josh Hawkins, who is an amputee veteran who had been walking all morning, and he had blistered his prosthetic.
Yep, he was crutching as well.
Yes,
as he was walking. Yep,
and we're walking off, and Josh comes riding out in a wheelchair saying, "This ain't going to get me down." And me and Andrea looked at each other and were like, "Are you freaking kidding me?" And we did what we had to do. You did 1,000 miles. What was there ever that moment where it's like, I don't even know why I'm asking the question. Yes, of course there was that moment. What the hell have I got myself into?
Yeah, that moment came every day when I woke up. But so there's a difference that I had in my mindset. I was trying to talk myself out of it at times. My mindset was, I'm going to do this, damn it. And things came in, and it's like, oh, maybe that's it. Maybe that's it. And that mind was trying to play with me. Had some mechanical issues. I had a chase vehicle just by myself, but had some mechanical issues, and I thought that was it, but nope. It worked out. It worked out. Every time that I had a stumbling block, things were provided. So it was amazing to be part of it, and to be it, I should say.
What was the hardest part?
The hardest part? Letting go of the plans that I wanted to make early on. I made plans, I made schedules, tried to make these, but nobody really believed that somebody's going to walk from Minnesota to Texas. Yeah, please call me when you get closer. Well, I got closer. Why didn't you call me earlier? Why didn't you do that? And I get it. And that, trying to get that belief, that faith that I had spread to other people is hard. There weren't any major disheartening experiences. There weren't any really negative people. I had one person that didn't want me walking down a dirt road. That was negative. It worked out. It was beautiful. It really was.
You going to do it again?
No.
Okay.
No, that'd be crazy.
Yeah. I know crazy people. I don't know.
I will. If you walk with me.
There you go. Game on.
Yeah. I like the idea. I really do like the idea.
Maybe we'll just walk to like the 7-Eleven or something down the street instead.
That doesn't sound like a terrible idea.
We'll see you at the Ruck September 7th in Anoka. How's that sound?
We've done that Ruck before. Oh, not the Anoka one. We did when they did it at
Bunker Hill. We did Bunker Hills.
Bunker Hills. We did that one. And
so we're working with Anoka High School and Haven for Heroes this year. So the Ruck is right along the river, right between those organizations.
Yeah.
We're actually going to be rucking through Haven for Heroes to drop off our non-perishable food items. So
great mission there.
Really cool. It is.
Great mission. Miss Kimberly, what are you working on right now?
Well, I have a lot of projects in the works right now. So I have a couple of songs that, I definitely have a song that we will be recording next month. My military band, I have a team that is currently recording and in the process of mixing and hopefully mastering soon. I got to check and see where they're at in that process. An original tune that I had a hand in co-writing that is, it's completely military writers in our unit, and it's called Learn to Live in Peace with the War Still on My Mind. I'm really excited for to be able to share that one when it's ready. And then I have a country album, a very traditional country album in the works right now that will be available soon, hopefully by the end of the summer. So I've just got a lot of irons in the fire right now. But the most recent thing that we are promoting right now is my latest single. It's called Out That Door. And actually that just dropped on the 14th of this month. And that's a lot different from the song that you heard previously. So I guess that's a good lead-in, isn't it?
I think that is like an unscripted, nailed it, we should roll with it kind of lead in. So we'll do with it. This is Miss Kimberly Meyer with Out That Door.
Started out, you were sweet, sugared me like a peach, messed around, fell in deep. I said yes when you called me your baby, but it wasn't long until you changed. Chasing night, chasing strange, casting doubt, throwing shade. I now realize you were playing me out. I'm calling foul, so I swing it left, I swing it right, like a thunderclap in the night. They're gonna see what you gave away. It's back on the market and I'm here to stay. 'Cause it's time to let you know this game is over. I'm taking the show on the road. 'Cause there's one thing that you won't ignore anymore. Boy, it's my ass out that door. Forgot, it's my town. You're the one who's the clown. Should've known I'd find out. I got eyes all around, all secrets in la vie. Now it's me calling shots, getting back what you took and lost. Got a shovel and some dirt to toss as I bury the memory of your faded vow. Watch me burn it down. So I swing it left, I swing it right, like a thunderclap in the night. They're gonna see what you gave away. It's back on the market and I'm here to stay. 'Cause it's time to let you know this game is over. I'm taking the show on the road. 'Cause there's one thing that you won't ignore anymore. Boy, it's my ass out that door. So watch out, boys. Here I come, no longer locked down, and I'm looking for fun. And to anyone, no matter what you've been through, drop them chains, come on, break out too! Boy, you false advertise, we'll keep telling your lies, 'cause you're fake ass and free, a much stronger me, yeah, yeah. So I swing it left, I swing it right, like a thunderclap in the night. They're gonna see what you gave away. It's back on the market and I'm here to slay. 'Cause it's time to let you know this game is over. I'm taking the show on the road. 'Cause there's one thing that you won't ignore anymore. Boy, it's my ass out that door. Ooh, yeah. You can kiss my ass out that door.
I would say that's a bit spicy.
Yeah. I warned you.
We don't talk like that on the show, just so you know. I don't know. It's didn't we have that briefing? I didn't get the. I can.
No, I don't think I heard any no spicy.
There we go. I got that. I got it real quick.
Hey.
Real quick, just where I have decided to rank this song on the Scoville Hot song. That would go right up here between the 7-pot Dogla, which I never knew existed until I just read this, and the Trinidad Scorpion. That says Butch, just so everyone knows it's not Butch is what it is. And that's roughly 1.053 Scoville units. That's what we'll do. That's where we're at. And that's hot,
Okay.
hot. Great job. My goodness. We are spoiled. We're spoiled with the amazing talent of people from across the country. And as I'm sitting there listening to the song, I'm like, oh my gosh, what would happen if we could get this person together and this person together and this person together and this person together and this person? And that I spent the whole time. Andrea, who's your first name that you can think of? Now, Kimberly's a standalone artist that can do it on her own, but who would you bring into the conversation?
In tonight's conversation?
Well, with Kimberly. If we put them on, yeah. Putting you on the spot.
Yeah, you are, because I'm not prepared. I was enjoying the music, not thinking about.
I know, right? That's why I get the ringleader, get the throw.
Do you think she and Jen Ford could just kick some ass?
Oh, that's a great choice. Yeah. Do you know Jen Ford, Kimberly?
I don't believe I do.
You're gonna need to.
Well,
let's do it.
We'll make that connection.
Link us up. Yeah.
I was also thinking a little bit J. Mark Bailey, who's not a veteran, but Janine, who's not a veteran as well, but just that Nashville touch, just kind of in that space. Jonathan, you got anyone you'd like to bring to the party? It works better with the microphone on, brother. Maybe we're not going to get it. Oh,
Can you hear me now?
It's not that kind of control yet.
When I first started listening to it, I was thinking not veteran related, but like old school, new school. A little bit of Shania Twain and Miranda Lambert. But then, of course, Jen Ford. Yeah.
I don't want. I mean, does anyone else want to weigh in real quick? Just so quick. I mean, I don't want to put anyone. Tony Turner, Tony Turner.
Mm-hmm.
The Blackwater Shine, kind of a little collab. Oh my gosh. I heard from Tony the other day. He's doing great up in Wyoming. Keep doing your thing, brother.
I gotta say it was a great tune. I've got some really nice speakers hooked up to my computer, so I was able to crank it up a little bit. And wow, I'm thinking Bonnie Raitt's gonna reach out and want to cover that tune.
That's awesome.
Great job. Thank you.
No, thank you. Yeah, I gotta shout out to my producers on that one. That one was by them Fly Bros that I'm working with currently, and I'm really excited to keep working with them in the future. So they did a great job on that one as well. So yeah, it's bringing in a lot of it's modern country, but it's also bringing in that kind of 90s hard-hitting vibes too. So.
Well, next you're going to be throwing chairs off the top of buildings down in Nashville or something like that.
Yeah. I remember that person that was always by my side. Now we buried them.
Oh, we can't talk about that on here. Tell me something you do to celebrate Independence Day. Brian Kenzer, you, bro, go.
Oh, well, I'm from Wisconsin, and we everybody rides a Harley around here. So first thing we do is throw a big flag in the back of our bike and take a nice long ride down Memorial Drive to the Veterans War Memorial. And we have a band, and we throw a big party, and we celebrate all the people that made this happen for us, and just live the dream. That's how I celebrate.
Kimberly.
Well, so I'm a country girl. I don't know if you established that or not, but I just kind of stick close to home generally. I don't know if I'll make it back home by the 4th this time because I'll be on the road trying to get back from Las Vegas on this tour. But generally, I like to, be on the farm with family. We shoot guns usually. So, yeah, eat a lot of food. Yeah, pretty exciting.
Miss Eichmann.
I have some things going on because I have a variety of grandchildren's homes I'll be visiting. We typically do a parade and watch all the littles go gather all the bags of candy, but I guess this year we will maybe be at the lake, jumping into the freezing cold water.
Mr. Crawford.
I've got kids at home. We like to find some fireworks sometimes. But I don't like getting out that much in crowds. And so try to keep it close. But I think we celebrate our independence a lot, really. So.
Jonathan.
We usually do a little bit stay at home, some barbecue, and with family. But I did read something.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you get warmed up and ready for Mardi Gras. Is it like prep time for Mardi Gras? So we have big parties and there's some parades.
That doesn't start until September.
Jonathan celebrates 300 days of Mardi Gras on one day of Independence Day. That's how it works for those guys. Miss Kimmer.
I wanted to read something that John Adams wrote to us a long time ago when this was all in the works still. But this website where I was pulling some of the news from says John Adams wrote to his wife Abigail that July 2nd will be celebrated by succeeding generations as the great anniversary festival. There will be pomp and parade, games, sports, guns, bells, bonfires, and illuminations from one end of this continent to the other. So here we are, 200 and a lot of years later, and it still kind of rings true.
Yeah, I want to say the number, but I feel I'm afraid of being wrong, so I'll wait to say the number. Miss Kimmer.
Well, Renee and I have a tradition now. We go down to the Riverbend Music Center, and we listen to Cincinnati Pops. They bring in the Boy Scouts to do the colors. They have Army people that sing, and they play a mix of all the military branches songs. And when your military is being played, you get up and everybody applauds you and everything. It's a really good show. And then afterwards, they have the world famous Rossi Brothers fireworks, and they put on a heck of a show. But we've been doing that for about 3 or 4 years now.
That's awesome. I had a little bit of dyslexia in my head because I thought it was 274th year. It's the 247th year. So, I mean, we're not even close to 300 years yet. And look what we're getting done.
See, that's what I was going to say. I didn't do the math, but I was thinking in that general area because I know the Army's birthday just recently passed, and they were celebrating 249 years. So I figured it was somewhere around there.
Yeah, and the craziness is all these things that everyone gets to do, we get to do because of the men and women who gave us these opportunities to do it. And we have part of our slogan is to remember is not enough. So please, I know it's not Memorial Day, but please take a moment during each and every part of every single day, but to include Independence Day, to remember that the men and women proactively putting boots on the ground gave you that opportunity. And there were sacrifices to get that opportunity as well. We've lost lives. we've lost limbs, we've lost, and we take that for granted. I will go to my grave saying we've taken for granted what we've got here. And we do find a lot to complain about, and we are struggling to meet in the middle right now in a lot of areas, but I don't know. I want to believe we will figure it out eventually. We'll figure it out. What is next for Daniel Crawford?
That's a great question. I'm not positive. For the next 13 weeks, I'm going to be going back and forth up to the Iron Range about 200 miles 3 times a week to do this program with these vets. And after that, I'm doing some other things in the nonprofit arena, but the end product is to try to expand 23rd Veteran, either the way I'm doing it right now or from the outside somehow. I truly believe in the program. I truly believe in the philosophy and what they do and how it's going about. So I feel aligned there. So I'm going to be in the service field for veterans.
Sure. Can you brief us? I mean, not briefly even. I mean, take as long as you need. I mean, this is where we're at. We've done our hour show. I know that we may have tricked and baited all of you onto here tonight saying we're just doing an hour show. If you really got to go at any given point, let us know and we'll let you go. But and no hard feelings in that either, because we know people live a busy life. But can you give us a brief of how 23rd Veteran runs their mission?
Sure. You want me to tell you how about the 23rd Veteran Recon Program? That is their flagship program. It's 14 weeks. It is free for any veteran. Qualifying factors, some sort of trauma that's been in military. And we have expanded to first responders as well. So it's been opening up. 14-week program. The first week is an outward wellness adventure. We take veterans from some geographic area. In this case, it was the Iron Range, northern Minnesota, 10, and fly them off somewhere. In this case, it was Alaska, in the middle of the wilderness, backpack, tent. We bonded. That's basically what the case is. And come back home, and that was today. We got back home. Tomorrow, we're going to meet tomorrow we're going to meet to do a workout. And when the workout is over, what happens is your brain changes. We get this hormone release, BDNF, brain-derived neurotropic factor. It aids in memory. And while we're sweating and our blood pressure's up, we sit down and do gratitudes. And we sit down and do we follow a playbook that taps into emotion and brain chemistry. And it's really amazing to see. So when you're sitting there after a workout, you're really open, you're honest, you're vulnerable, and we talk. And with this bonding that we had this last week, we're really open. The things that we talked about this last week, I'll never talk to you guys about this stuff. So it's that close. I won't talk to my wife about what we spoke of this week, because that's a trust that we can't break right now. And through that trust, the veterans will take chances, and taking those chances, they'll take risks, and you see smiles. And for me, it was a life-changing experience. This is my third recon that I got to do, once as a just not knowing what the program was, and twice to lead it. It is my honor and privilege to do it. Completely free. It's about $7,500 per veteran that we serve, and it all comes out through our rucks and donations from wherever we can get them. And that's 23rd Veteran in a nutshell. We do have a graduate program. We take the veterans during the program every other weekend out in the community as well. With that trusted group, we take that group and their families and expose them to places that they may be uncomfortable. Loud noises, crowded restaurants, places like that. With that group, that trusted group and their families, we can see that it's more comfortable. And if they're more comfortable with that, they can take it out into the community. And that's the bottom line is, you've got one person that's not feeling well or not doing well, it affects the entire community. And That's my goal, is to bring smiles on your faces.
You're doing an amazing job, brother. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
what you've done,
Thank you.
and just being steadfast in that mission. And Mike Waldron and 23rd Veteran has done an amazing job. And I know he won't take credit for it, knowing the man personally. He's got an amazing team of individuals that come together and work together. And the mission is working. They are located here in Minnesota, but you will be able to find people from all over the country that are seeing and experiencing the mission of 23rd Veteran. And so, again, thank you so very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I just wanted to add, if there's anybody outside the state that could use 23rd Veteran Services in this reconditioning process, go online to our website and sign up. I've got a way that we can bring you to Minnesota for it. It's got to be here for 4 months.
The great state of Minnesota, home of the Mighty Gophers. I'm sorry, Kimberly.
She's not even.
I just have a
she's not
question.
even giving you attention.
If somebody from my state were to want to go and take part in 23rd Veterans, would this be like a summertime Minnesota trip?
It could be.
Wintertime?
No, dead
So
of
it
winter.
The trip wouldn't be coming to Minnesota. That would be where our 13 weeks after that first outdoor wellness adventure. So if our veterans here in Minneapolis area, we wouldn't put them we wouldn't take them somewhere in Minnesota. We'd take them out of state, someplace they're not comfortable with. But if we're taking veterans from out of Minnesota, I would house them in Minnesota for that 4 months. But I would take them out of state for that outward wellness adventure. Does that answer your question there for you?
Yeah, I was just, I don't think I can handle 4 months in the cold.
Totally understand. And that's a true possible barrier, to run these in Minnesota in the winter.
He has no idea.
Where do you live? Where are you living, Jonathan?
I'm in South Louisiana.
Oh, okay.
Heat index is 107 today.
You could use a little cold. You could use a little Minnesota love.
We've been trying to get another great organization, Fishing for Life, here in the state of Minnesota, does a fishing event at the end of January, and we've been trying to get a crew of people from across America up here. It's not. I just have a hard time saying the word Nebraska. Again, I'm sorry, Kimberly. But that's not too far away from Minnesota's not too far away from Nebraska. Maybe an ice fishing tournament would be a good thing to experience. We gotta get that done. We gotta work on it.
I'd recommend Veterans on the Lake up in Ely for ice fishing.
Sure, absolutely.
Get your Louisiana guy to drive on the ice.
No.
They have no idea. It's not like you're walking on ice like this. You're walking on 3 feet of ice, man. It's not
that cracks when you're driving.
It makes
on
a little noise.
Thunderously.
Daniel, do you get many?
Guarantee you we can put 3 foot of ice on the pavement over here and it'll melt in 20 minutes.
You had a question, Miss Kimmer.
Yeah, Daniel, do you get many females that apply?
Yeah, we do. We had one in this of 10 this time, and that's actually rare. We usually have 3. I'd say about 30%. We've tried to do an all-female class before, but we just haven't had enough people to do it, because we need 6 or 8 at least to just make it worthwhile. And that's not even financially. You need people. You need different viewpoints to make this work. And from my perspective, leading this, the opposite sex adds so much more value. I just see the color come in when we add a female into a bunch of males. It works well.
Travis Parton slipped in here, Mr. Oscar Mike Radio. Good to see what he's doing, getting done out there in the world. Thanks for being here, Travis. Miss Kimberly.
Yes, sir.
What is next? I mean, we kind of trickled into what is next with what is next?
Keep doing what I'm doing. Keep striving forward. I don't know what's on the horizon. That's the exciting part. Just try to get the word out as much as possible about the new music that's going to be coming out, and just enjoy the ride.
I bet a man who's walked 1,000 miles knows what's on the horizon. I think it's the horizon. But that's what can we do to be supporting Kimberly Meyer?
Well, like I said, just continuing to get the word out, and we were talking a little bit offline before this. It's the connections that really make a difference in everything that we all are trying to do. Just spreading the word and awareness of everything that we're trying to do, and the partnerships. It's a really beautiful and amazing thing, and that's really the biggest thing, I think.
100% agree with you. It's open-faced collaboration and sticking to the mission and working together that gets it done. And we appreciate those organizations and those musicians and those influencers that come to the People's Patriot Project and share A, their mission, and B, work with us to make sure that we are casting a net that gets as many veterans and first responders. A lot of the organizations are exclusive veteran. There's a little tiny pool of first responder supporters out there. The People's Patriot Project is all about supporting those who put the uniform on. So again, you can check us out on Mondays at 4:30. We do our WP3 weekly debrief that tells you specifically what the People's Patriot Project is doing. Good to see you, John. It's been a minute. It's good seeing you, man. We reserve Sunday nights for our boots on the ground partners and the people that are getting the job done, and our influencers, specifically our musicians. Thank you both so much for being here tonight. Don't forget us. We're here. We're here to help you. We want to create the beacon. We shoot it into the sky like the bat signal, and at the end of it is the pot of green that says we won't go unseen, and that our veterans and first responders feel a value. This is where we get into the pieces where we created a thought, a memory, and or a piece that influences for the evening, and it's our closing. What are our final thoughts, Mr. Crochet?
I think if I could gather anything from Mr. Daniel's testimony tonight is perseverance, man. It don't always feel good. It don't always feel amazing. It don't always feel like you can take the next step. But if you take it, you'll find the strength to take the next one and then the one after that. So just perseverance. Never stop. As Jeremy said earlier, never stop rolling.
Never. For those who don't have the lower appendages, they need to roll, and we need to remember some of our brothers live with that struggle, and sisters. So, Miss Kimber, I almost said Miss Kimberly. I'm trying to get to Miss Kimmer.
Well, tonight's show was really great. Kimberly, I love your music. I can't wait for the new stuff to come out. I'll be watching for it. Keep in touch and let us know, okay?
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Daniel, you're amazing. Wow. You know, it's hard for me to walk from here to the garage. I couldn't imagine going 1,000 miles. That's blows me away. But I'm glad you did it. I'm glad you came to the show tonight. It was good listening to 23rd Veteran and what you're doing. And I can try to get the word out to get you some females.
Thank you. That would be great. That'd be wonderful.
I'll see what I can do. I would like to read a poem if I may. It's called From an MST Survivor. I am a survivor of military sexual trauma. My triggers cause all types of drama. I have panic attacks and I isolate. Sometimes I need someone to advocate. I contemplate hurting myself or committing suicide because the pain becomes too much and I just want to die. Not many understand what I have been through, or the actions I take, or the things I do. My mental health issues make me cry too. Sometimes I beg for help until my face is blue. It frustrates me to no end when staff doesn't understand. Most just ask if I have a plan. But don't get me wrong, there is help for me. I have a therapist who get it and knows why my heart bleeds. There are even peer support folks who are veterans who have lived through their own and can help me feel better. I wish that staff would be better trained so they can help alleviate my pain. And when I talk about staff, it's people at my local VA. But thank you to everybody.
Thank you, Miss Kimmer, and keeping the fight alive and fighting those demons in your world. We appreciate you.
Miss Kimmer. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Were you were reading that from your book?
Yeah, from the very first one, Healing Like a Warrior.
So I don't have mine next to me, but I just wanted to kind of tell everybody about it if you want to hold it up. There we go. Miss Kimmer's got a book of all her personal poetry, and she blesses us every week with it, and you can catch it as well if you look on Amazon. My Healing Avenue, I believe, is the first one, right?
Hey guys, I'm gonna run. My daughter Abby is in basic training. It's her first phone call, so
go get it, man. Go get it.
Yeah.
Patriot pride.
God bless
Thank you, Daniel.
Thanks, Daniel.
Awesome.
You got to take those surprise phone calls when you can.
Yeah.
Mr. Kinzer.
Yes, sir. Kimberly, I'm going to repeat myself. I really enjoyed your music. Looking forward to hearing some more. And I was going to say thanks to Daniel. I didn't know about his mission, but I appreciate that. Jonathan, you mentioned this was PTSD Awareness Month. Saddens me a little bit because I think every month should be PTSD Awareness Month. You know, doesn't go away. So hopefully that brings a little light to it, and some of us can carry the torch on the other 11 months of the year. But thanks for bringing that up. Thanks for a great show.
Thank you,
Miss Eichmann and Kimberly. We're not trying to make you last, but we want you to lead into your last song. So
Okay, that works perfectly.
That's good. Thank you, Kimberly, for coming. I was going to thank Daniel as well. 23rd Veteran was one of the first people that we worked kind of closer with. That was, so they got a little special spot in my heart. I guess that was a good weekend, and then the build up into it. We did it twice, but anyway, shoot, I had thoughts and I forgot them. Kimberly and I talked about the Midwest thing. I'm going to go into our next guest next week. We will have James Zentek, and he's going to bring in Show Us Your Meats barbecue. Brian, he's from Northern Wisconsin, so that'll be a perhaps connection for you. Yeah, he's a cool name, first of all. But anyway, we continue to work on.
you're going to have to talk to HR, Eichmann.
Excuse me, HR? Yes, what would you like? Okay. Anyway, Kimmer, you get in on that conversation too. We'll do this. I think it'll be fun. We haven't filled in our music guest yet, but we will. And shoot, again, wow, my brain is lagging. Oh, Wreaths Across America. Starting tomorrow, July 1st, is a big, huge push for wreaths, like Christmas in July, right? Christmas in July. So anyone you talk to, be mentioning wherever they may like to donate a wreath. They're only $17 a piece. I already did 3 because I like to go in and make sure everything works. Then I know how it works from the other side and all that good stuff. If you would like to do the sponsorship share program, look for the People's Patriot Project as a sponsor group, and it kicks back $5 to our nonprofit every time you order a wreath, which is amazing. And I will have a lot more to talk about Wreaths Across America in the very near future. I did mention checking us out on the radio. Excuse me. I do want to mention one more sponsor that we have, and the sponsor came to us through Derek Iozio, and this is your next getaway host. And I'm going to tell you, here's a link. Here's a link to your next getaway host. This is thinking of rest and relaxation, spending time away in this beautiful tiny home in Livingston, Texas. Visit the Boho Hobos Hideaway. And I didn't practice that, but you're out there in nature and it's beautiful. If you're, I don't even know where Livingston is, but if you're going to get away, my guess would be close to El Paso, but I could be wrong. Because Peterson, you know, that's where Derek is from, right?
Truth.
Yeah, El Paso. All right. And so with all of that, make sure that you catch us tomorrow, where we talk a little bit more about us, a little more in detail. We recap everything from the show tonight. And we're going to challenge you with a, hey, what are you doing? It's coming to the end of PTSD Awareness Month. And like Brian said, it's not the end. We have a mission that's 12 months a year, 365 or 66 days a year that can't stop. So we'll be rolling with that. So yeah, check it out, 4:30, 16:30 Central Time on Monday. We will see you there.
I don't know why I'm stuck for words. That never happens. But everyone, our call to action, every week we do this. Some people walk 1,000 miles. Some people go walk 22 miles. Some people do 22 push-ups. Some people do whatever, hand out poppies. And that's every single one of these is an action. And I will berate anyone that talks down another person for actually putting things into action and doing something for other people. We hear it, and you know what? You can say it. You can mean it. It can be you. It is yours. Own it. Be whatever. But bottom line is, what are you doing? That's our first call of action. Figure out if you're feeling a lull in things, maybe you need to do a little bit of category checklist and figure out what you're doing. The other call to action is all of us have a device on us. And I will say this will make a difference. We ask you to do, we got your 6 at 6 pack every week. We ask you to text 6 people. I'm thinking about you. Cut and paste it, drop it 6 times, and just, I'm sorry, not sorry. If you know someone that is struggling, just give them, I'm thinking about you. If you know that there's a leader, and I know that we always kind of focus on leaders get all the thing, you know, they get the good parking spots down at the DFAC and stuff like that, whatever. But at the end of the day, they are carrying a load that you're not carrying as well. And make sure we're lifting them. They don't always get it right. Of course, there's 10 billion privates in the world that can tell you they're not getting it right. And, half as many specialists that do that. And so we need to lift these men and women up. And so do your 6-pack. Just thinking about you. I always challenge, I don't know why I'm stumbling on my words. I always challenge you to do that one hard conversation. The one that maybe you dropped the ball on. Maybe that one, I'm not talking ex-wives and girlfriends and boyfriends. I'm talking about the one relationship that you let slip through because of something that you're being a little petty about right now. Have that conversation one time. Reaching out to people, we're built to be involved in relationships. We're built to be part of something. And so reach out to your brothers and sisters, reach out to those that are struggling. If you know someone that needs a hand, social, emotional, physical, financial, have them reach out to the People's Patriot Project, and or you reach out for them. We're here. We don't always have the solution, but the great catalyst or caveat to having a boots on the ground organization on our show every weekend for the last 207 times means we have 207 resources that we can reach out to. That's what has been built here. And we appreciate all the organizations that have come on tonight and done a shout out. Derek Iozio, Travis Partington, there were others. And I'm sorry if I'm leaving your name out, just doing it from the hip. Thank you, everyone, for being here tonight. Ms. Kimberly Meyer, what are your final thoughts? And tell us about the last song you would like us to lead into.
Sure. But first of all, I want to say thank you, VP3. It's been an awesome opportunity. Thank you for reaching out. And it's great getting to know Daniel just real quick. I know that was a super important phone call. It's just, again, getting to know these organizations by word of mouth and just putting it in our little toolbox, and not just for us, but to be able to help others. And I think that's so important. And I'm just really appreciative of you all and everything that you do. Hero Stock is another organization that I recently got to know of, and they are bringing awareness to veteran suicide and things like that are just hard topics, but it's real. And so I appreciate everything that everybody does. And I love what you said about the PTSD Awareness Month. It's year round. It's all the time. And that's really great. So with that said, like I said, it's not anything that anybody wants to talk about, but one of the songs that I had released a couple of years back, it's called Dark Side of the Room. And we'll lead into that one now. It's kind of ambiguous, and it's not just about veterans, even though a lot of those veterans that are coming back have that PTSD and things that they can't unsee, right? Places that they don't want to go because of whatever had happened. But we all, I think, every person has experienced that in their lives in some shape or form, where, maybe something happened or there's a person that they don't want to remember per se. And sometimes those bad memories can attach itself to a special place. It may be your home. It may be a room, a specific place in your house or something like that. And one specific example, it's not mine personally, but a friend of mine had a daughter who attempted suicide in their home and couldn't go back into that room, and eventually ended up having to sell that house and move out. And so I call that space the dark side of the room. And that's where this song was born from. And it's very dreamlike. And it did come to me in a dream. The lyrics it flowed. And one morning I just wrote it all out in one morning. And this song was born.
Thank you, Miss Kimberly Meyer. Thank you, team. Come check us out tomorrow at 4:30. This is Miss Kimberly Meyer with Dark Side of the Room. Patriot Pride.